Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony. Haven't been doing lives, as you guys know, for a few days. I've been setting things up, so I'm on a new format and things. So it was a little bit of a learning curve, but yeah, I got off of StreamYard. It was getting pricey, but look like I got some stuff going on. You guys can see me in great detail and things. So yeah, we're gonna go and talk about that too. So other than that though, so you know what the topic is about today. The topic today and things that we're gonna be talking about it. We're talking about real problems with dating Western women. This is the problem here stuff that I've talked about. I wanted to change it up for the holidays, give the politics a break, and talk about another issue that a lot of men that I've talked to, I've got a friend of mine right now that we always have these conversations a lot, primarily with black women and things like that. So, for the most part of it, and some of the Western women fall in the same category as well too. So, I want to put a disclaimer out. This is not a hate video. I don't hate women. We just talking about the problems with dating and things, which is more than fatigue and things. So, and then we're going to talk about the solution. So, therefore, yeah, I'm on this new format and stuff. So, yeah. So, other than that, I know everybody is. I'm gonna do this short too. This is not going to be a long video, but yeah. So, this is going to be a short. Um, I would probably say less than 30 minutes because I got to get out of here too. Hope everybody's having a wonderful holiday. Hope everybody having a wonderful Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's another thing though too. Hope everybody is having a great Thanksgiving. And just checking over here right now to see if I come up on the live feed because I know the last time I had some issues, as you already know. I ain't gonna keep going into that. Either or though, it doesn't really matter at this point because, like I said, I'm on Rumble as well and things. So be sure to check me out over there on Rumble and stuff like that. Let me see here. Let's take a look at it here. Um, it says I'm showing it live here, so I'm seeing that. Okay, so I am coming up live. Real problem with dating Western women. Real problem. You know what I'm saying? It's a real problem. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and go into it though. And things. So therefore, this is to be a video for people by the time. I'm not expecting a large visibility and things, but for the most part of it, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. That's cool. Yeah. So one of these days, I'm gonna do a behind the scenes of my workflow, and my setup and stuff like that. So therefore, you guys would basically be able to see and things though. So you can basically tell like which camera looks the best. So this is the one that I normally use though too. So this is my webcam that I normally. It's a Logitech. But as you guys can see, I mean, I'm lit up over here, man. I got my studio lights all set up, but my Canon camera, my mirrorless, it just shows a lot better. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of letting you guys see that. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into it. We're gonna go into the script. Let me see here, but I said I'm not gonna talk about what's going on in the world today and all that stuff. I'm gonna say that for some other time. We know what's going on out there though, but right now, let's go ahead and get down to it. So, real problems with dating Western women. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and go into it. Um, so I just want to just say for you guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today we'll be diving into a topic that is blowing up online and things, sparkling debates and stuff like that. Frankly, frustrating a lot of guys out there. Real problems with dating Western women. Look, this isn't a bashing, as I said before, to anyone. I'm just a guy who's been in the dating game for years, dating women for all over. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the patterns, mainly in the Western world, though. A lot of men feel like modern dating in the West, especially in places like U.S. UK, Canada has become stacked against them. And yeah, there is a real issue, right? But we'll touch on why this is happening and what guys can do about it, right? So if you're a man in things, and if you're or if you're a man or a woman who's curious about the other side, stick around and we'll go ahead and get into it. First off, let's talk about the big one, right? Unrealistic standards and hypersensitivity, right? In the West, women have more options than ever. Dating apps, social media, financial independence. This looks great for equality, but it means the average guy, right, is competing with the top 10 to 20%, right, of men. Height, income, and status. Women can afford to be picky because they don't need a partner for survival anymore, right? Which is true. With all the modern stuff going on, how men have modernized the whole world. These are first world issues, not third world, you know. I've heard stories, and I live with where a woman was making decent money, but still expect for a guy to earn like six figures, right? To be 6 foot tall, right? Ripped, charismatic, right? The full package, but stacked statistically, only a small percent of men that hit all those marks. The results, right? A ton of solid, hard-working guys get overlooked or ghost. It's not that women are bad, it's just the market dynamics. Apps like Tinder amplifies these women. This women get hundreds of matches, men get a handful, right? If they're lucky, which is true. And some don't get any at all, though, just gonna keep it real. Point number two, lost in tradition, femininity and gender roles, right? A common complaint is that many Western women have adopted more masculine traits. Independence, right, is awesome, but some guys feel like relationships lack the complementary dynamic. Women focus in heavy on careers, being super assertive, or reject traditional roles like, let's say, home or family on early, right? So the coming home to the family on early, those days are gone, right? Hate to say it, right? Feminism, right? So feminists have empowered women, which is in progress, but some argue it's gone too far, making women least interested in, commitment or more confrontational in relationships. You guys saying, I want a partner who's soft, supportive, and appreciative, right? But feel like there's a rare. It's basically it feels like that's rare now, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Um, Instead, there's there is a vibe, right? That constant competition or guardness, right? Guardedness. Point number three, entitlement and the lack of appreciation. This one, this one's raw, right? A lot of men feel Western women take things for granted. Dates, efforts, provision without what is it? Reciprocity, right? Stories like women expecting fancy dinners but not investing emotionally, right? Or treating average guys like they are disposable. We all been there, right? There's a lot of high body counts, debates, casual hookups, and normalized, right? But some men worry it affects long term bonding and loyalty. And yeah, obesity rates and efforts in appearance play into it. Some guys abroad often comment on how foreign women seem to take care of themselves more. Point number four, toxicity, right? In the dating process. Ghosting, flaking, mixed signals, it's exhausting. Men initiate 90% of the time, face rejection constantly, and deal with games, plus the fear of being labeled creepy and misogynistic, right? Just for approaching. Dating laws favor women, right? This is another thing. False accusations, risk, it makes commitment scary. And let's be real, social media and girl power culture can be bred entitlement. Women hype up as queens and deserve everything, while men are told they are toxic, right? Or they have standards, right? Now, let's be fair. It's not all Western women are like this, right? This is amazing. We're talking about their amazing femininity, right? Loyal women here too, right? But the culture amplifies the negative, and many guys are opting out going abroad, as I mentioned many times before. The passport bros movement, right? Place like Latin America, Eastern Europe, Asia, many women there often prioritize family, appreciate providers, right? They embrace traditional roles like without the baggage. Isn't that something? This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is why the passport bro movement has blown up so much. It's something that many other men are seeking because, as I mentioned before, when you're looking at like women overseas, right? Most of the Eastern culture, they prioritize their family, they prioritize marriage, which is a big deal. And you don't really hear, and some of them all over there do have careers, but they don't throw their careers or lead with their career to men. You know what I'm saying? Which is a big difference. So they don't do this type of stuff. So this is what makes women overseas a lot more attractive. Now I'm not saying every last one of them is perfect either, but if I was a betting man, which I am, I'd be willing to bet the fact that I would do a lot better in some of these other countries overseas as opposed to over here in the Western world, right? Because you just can't be a good guy over here when you're, once again, you're competing with 10 to 20% of men here, right? Which is a big issue. It's a big thing. Another thing is you're looking at people that are influencers, as I said before. We talk about athletes and millionaires, right? So that right there is in that percent that I'm talking about. In fact, they are up in the top 4% of men in regards to that. So that's another thing. So what can the guy do? Well, we're gonna talk about this right now, right? We're talking about leveling up, right? Even though I got to level up because I'm a little overweight, but I'm no problem at all. See, this stuff can be fixed, right? It's more of a location for me, right? So you heard this stuff before. We said about leveling up. We're talking about hitting the gym, career, social skills, and becoming top tier. I would much rather, and here's the thing about it. You don't even need to be hitting on all these things, though. You know what I'm saying? Because some of you guys that are making, I would say, if you're making 40, 50, 60, $70,000 a year and up, some of you guys do well and fair and well overseas automatic. So it's not like you got to be at the top of your career necessarily, but it wouldn't hurt. You know what I'm saying in regards to that. So that's what we mean about leveling up. Number two, date internationally. Avoid apps because they are drained financially, as well as you want to build real connections. Ask someone that have been overseas already. There's many guys that I know that have been in these countries, and you know that they have friends. You already have a solid connection already. So this is another thing, ladies and gentlemen. You want to establish some type of network. Everybody by now has friends that have been overseas and stuff like that. So these are the connections that you want to establish and versus dealing with these apps and stuff. Another thing, if you're going to play in the Latin American countries, gentlemen, you must know Spanish. This is another thing, though, too. I know guys that have went over there, and they all said because they've been using a translator, it's weird. You don't want to connect with a woman like that. You got to be able to speak. The more Spanish that you can speak, the better it is for you. You know what I'm saying? That's if you must go to Latin America. I would recommend for guys going to Philippines more so because most of them or most of the Filipinas they know how to speak English. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. So it's not so much third world anymore. They have in the Philippines they have come up a whole lot, and English is a secondary language. So Philippines would be an excellent spot. And they got some other countries as well, though. But just check with your buddies, though. They'll let you know. Guys that been in the military, I rock with a lot of military guys, right? I've been schooled on this since I was 14 years old. A friend of mine that's in the Marine, you know what I'm saying? You know how that goes. So you want to check those sources, right? What else that we're talking about here? Number three, consider expanding your options. Travel, date immigrants, right? Or relocate if it fits. And this is another thing. Some of you guys gonna have to just say basically relocation. You're gonna have to consider that because you don't want to be bringing them back here to America. You know, one of the examples, if you ever been to Florida, right? I have not believe it or not, I haven't been to Florida, but I have heard that I know people that have been over there, been to Florida many times, but I have heard that, you know, when women from Venezuela and all the rest of them, Colombia, you know, and all these other countries, when they touch down there in Florida and they see all the Latin women, they just change just like that, man. They become instant westernized, you know, instantly, right? How does that possible? It don't even take that long, right? Because they see how the women, especially over there, they got the bodies to go after these rich men driving the Ferraris, the hot cars. You can't compete in that environment. Miami, one of the worst. That's the reason why I never wanted to go there. You know, you want to be able to go for gentlemen. You want to go to a place where you could be able to have a fighting chance. You can't have a fighting chance when you're sitting around high influencers, athletes, right? And millionaires. Guess who have all that? They have that in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you want to go there? You know? Now, it's one thing if you're going there on a business trip or just curious or whatever, but I never really been that curious to want to go to Florida. It just doesn't make any sense, right? Don't settle for toxicity, right? Hold your standards, gentlemen. Because again, you guys are the prize. You got to understand that, you know? The true prize is when a man is paying. If we're paying like with anything else, we have say so. Who pays and don't have say so? That's that feminist crap stuff that they have taught you. They brainwash you. Happy life, happy wife. Women don't even know whether or not how they can be happy. They really don't. They have no clue. They have no idea. So therefore, they think they have an idea, but it's like old saying goes, look at the Garden of Eden. Everything in there was perfect with Adam. No problems. Live a long time, had the best of the foods and fruits and all this other kind of stuff. But it wasn't enough for Eve, you know. You already know the whole story, you know. So this is a problem, with most of them, not all of them, but most of them. If you can find a woman that's content and know what happiness is, and she's content with it without want to have the drama or want to sabotage the relationship or want to be difficult hanging out with or being friends with single women, because we all heard this by now, gentlemen. Single women keep women what? Single. They really do. They jealous of a girlfriend, and when you're over there dating that woman with and her friend, her girlfriend, we done seen this all far too routine though, man. It just doesn't make any sense because if you're gonna get over here, gentlemen, and play this dating game in the Western world, it's gonna be really, really frustrating. You're gonna have to. Some of you guys are gonna have to get out of your comfort zone, man, and go into a place, right, where you're gonna be accepted. Build with people that are willing to build with you. And this old saying that I always have mentioned to young gentlemen as well, man. That never been anywhere. Some of these people have never. I'm talking about the brothers, especially. It has been said that people that have been in the local, especially in the so-called black community, they live in a particular area all their life, and they never really get a chance to go anywhere else to experience life. You know, you want to be able to experience life and break this boundary type of thing that you put a mental prison on yourself because the women ain't checking for you here. You think that that is the case everywhere, and it's not. I can actually say it's not true. I've been in Canada, I've been in places where being outside of the United States is a beautiful thing. Dating a woman that's not from America is a beautiful thing. And I was able to get a lot more cooperation, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to a lot of pushback, a lot of this disrespect. I don't know. I haven't dated a woman like that. Some of you guys have. I have not. You know what I'm saying? I'm being really honest. So therefore, I'm only speaking on my, on my advice and stuff. Dealing with them over here, it's just not worth it. So at the end of the day, gentlemen, dating shouldn't feel like a war. If it's feeling like a tug of war, that's a problem, right? If Western women aren't aligning with you, then what family expect peace? Is it okay to seek it elsewhere? I say absolutely. Because if you can't get it at home, and some of black, in our so-called black community, it's even worse. Because we know from Black People Meet, oh, I'm sorry, not Black People Meet, but blackdemographics.com, when we look at statistically, 70% of black women that are single with children and no baby father, no husband, or no man, or no type of male role model in the home. And this is what thus created the YN situation right now. It's a correlation between um, being a single woman, especially in the so-called black community, which produced the YNs. This is why we have another issue right now. They're called emotional male because they lack the discipline and logic coming from a man. Only a man can raise a man. So this is another issue here. One of my biggest things I have, one of my big pet peeves with these young guys is that they run around telling the woman bro. They calling her bro. And it's like she's not a bro. She's a female, man. You'll never be on the title of being a bro. Bro is a man. I mean, you guys, you know what a man is, right? How you gonna go around here calling a woman a bro? That should be something. That shouldn't be something that should be in your vocabulary, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna say that this is gonna be a short, live stream because today is a holiday and stuff. But I just wanted to touch on some of this stuff, gentlemen. Once again, I'm on a new format as well, just to let y'all know. Though, hopefully, you guys like this new format and things. Though, so I designed the lower third. Let's go ahead and talk about it, right? So I've been on a new format, and it's been working out pretty good. So far so good. So I've been working some stuff. I'm in group in incorporated Zoom in here, which I do have a Zoom account and stuff. So there's a lot of features on this new so I will not be on StreamYard anymore. But other than that, I am using a Canon mirrorless that I had for probably about 4 years or whatever. It's a Canon M50, and the picture quality is pretty decent. I must say, I really like it. What else do I? Yeah. So, so as opposed to this is my old camera here that you guys see right now. So as you guys are looking at it right now, this is my old webcam here, the Logitech. I forgot what C number it is, but it's an oldie though. But it's a webcam, 1080p. I'm formatting in both 1080p. The problem is this one, and I got light, man. I'm over here. I got a lot of light on here, man. But with these with these particular webcams, man, you don't really have the ability really too much to be able to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to play with the adjustments is what I'm trying to say. But I'm gonna go and switch back to the other one though. So this one here is a whole lot better though. So you guys can see like the color and everything, and yeah, I got light on here, man, and it's just not pushing out. Still got me dark over here. See that right here? Yeah, it's just yeah, I just don't understand that though too. But yeah, I got this one set for a little bit more warmer too. This is a warmer color, and this one's coming up as cold. But that's okay though. I like the warmer color though. Shooting at 30 frames. So at 29.9 or something like that. You know how that go. Yeah, so we call it 30 frames a second or whatever. And I got a little bokeh in the background as well too, but I'm gonna drop the aperture down. I got a Sigma too. The Sigma lens that I'm using right now, it's the Sigma. What is it? 1.4, 16 millimeter Sigma lens that's hooked up to the Canon. This is the Geek Alert. I should have said this before, but for some of you guys that that are into like cameras and video and all that type of stuff. So this is one of my another one of my camcorders here. This is shooting 4K. I tried to use this, ladies and gentlemen, but the problem is that this doesn't. When I hook it up, right, run the HDMI, and I got a capture card too that's hooked up. I got a capture card, and I tried to run the capture card here. It wasn't putting out a clean HDMI. All the wording and all the stuff coming up though. See, with this one, I'm running it through an actual straight up USB, but I do have a capture card too, because the problems with some of these cameras with the Canons, ladies and gentlemen, they were turning off after 30 minutes. Now, that's something that Canon done deliberately, but what's nice about it is Ecamm have a way of work. It worked a way around. It will have a workaround, which I don't get that type of stuff no more. I got a dummy battery hooked up in there where I can use like regular AC, you know. So yeah, so these are the things here. So I'm using Ecamm Live right now. So this is a thing that you guys see. I'm on a different format. I have a way. I got a wider wide angle lens, which is a 16 millimeter. That's actually shooting true 16 millimeter as well too for all you geeks out there and stuff like that. So what's nice about it? The lower third here I created as well too. So this is the lower third. Some random guy speaks. Tony G down below. You know, so this is another thing that works out pretty good. So I can actually share my content on the web if need to be, but I'm gonna make this short. What you guys see in the background over there, this is my other video equipment. I got a Ronin, you know what I'm saying? I got the 70 to 200 millimeter lens over there in the tan casing, and my other lenses over here as well that you guys can see. So yeah, I got all type of stuff over here, man. I got like cameras. I still like my DSLRs, you know, right now. Yeah, I'm still shooting with the I'm still shooting with the old this is the 7D Mark II. I got a Mark One too, but this is the Mark II. I love this camera because it's weather sealed for a crop sensor. The pictures are come out really, really nice. I have done amateur wildlife photography, which I should show some of my work one day. And I've done a lot of sport photography too, shooting professional tennis players and everything. I've I've done a lot of stuff with this equipment here. You know, some photojournalism stuff. You know, just going out here, just being a freelance photographer for some of the newspapers. I used to work for a newspaper company too, back in the '90s. Though, but yeah. So this is the thing right here. This is the Canon 7D Mark II, man. This camera is in high demand right now because I heard people that got mirrorless. I mean, I got a mirrorless. I like this. I like the shutter on here, the weight. If I drop it, it's a tank, ladies and gentlemen. Then I got a battery, you know, this what we call the was it the battery damn, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Yeah, this is basically a battery pack or over here. We call it a battery grip because I can hold it sideways too if I'm doing, you know, so it's a battery grip. There we go. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so this is this is what I've been using. I got dual batteries in here. I can shoot a lot longer. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Do that, you know. And I've been doing this stuff for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. So when it come down to photography, I started off as a videographer, but I got into photography afterwards too, since 2009. You know what I'm saying? Went from analog to digital type of stuff. You know, shooting in those old days of 480p. You know, so yeah. So other than that, I'm gonna go ahead on and sign off though. I appreciate you guys for coming on, checking out some random guy speaks. I haven't been on doing any videos about at least a couple of days. I said I'm gonna come on today because I've been meaning to want to test my new um, format that I've been doing though. So I had, like I said before, Ecamm Live. Actually I have OBS. Some of you guys remember last year when I used OBS originally, and that was a little bit of a learning curve as well too. But I like the Ecamm Live a lot better. It's cheaper. In the long run, it's cheaper than what I was paying for, man. But the video quality, I'm talking about like the camera quality for 1080p for 30 frames a second, it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? And then I got auto, so right now I got auto face detection as well too, So this is a big thing as well. So that dual auto detection, and they gave that on the mirrorless. I even got that on the camera. I got auto face detection even on the 7D Mark II as well. That's one thing about it. Canon does an excellent job. I've been using Canon for years, so I'm definitely in the Canon, atmosphere, or what they call it, Canon. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm in that environment. Is what I'm trying to say. Lost for words today. Other than that, though, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. So I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna be doing. You're gonna start to see this format more so because I'm gonna be able to do a lot more things though too, and not to worry, but I can actually get like other guests on here. Let me show you guys a little bit of what I'm talking about here. You know what I'm saying? So here it is right here. If I wanted to have another guest on here, all I got to do is just, invite him in, give him the link, he pops up, and then he comes up here as a guest. I could do Zoom too, so that means that when I throw that number out, for God, shout out to the Loop. Yeah, I could be able to, give you the telephone number, and you can just be able to call in. I told you guys that I'm actually been working on some stuff, so this is why you haven't heard from me and seen me in the past few days. And then right here too, this is my other one here. So if I want to go ahead and add more people on here, you know what I'm saying? So I can get guest one, guest two. So this is what you guys are seeing right now, just kind of showing you guys a little bit in regards to what's going on here. And yeah, so I can share what is on my page as well, and things like that, which is right here. So you guys are able to see, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just really, really slick. It's clean, it's crisp, and you can really see me for real, without all that. Because the other camera just was not getting it. See, it's like a night and day. When you like look at this one, you look at this camera here, when I pull it back up, but it's all good. Yeah, but at any event, yeah, you guys see what I'm talking about. You can see that somebody hit that Powerball. It was sold in Arkansas. Wins 182 billion jackpot, man. That's a beautiful thing. It's a lot of money. Shout out to whoever won that money, man. Hey, man, it's a lucky person. You don't have to never worry about seeing him again. But yeah, you guys are going to start seeing this. It's going to be my new format. And I'm just over here showing it off right now. I can go to Zoom. I got way more creative control in this particular format. The camera looks a lot better. And shout out to you guys on Rumble that are rocking with me as well too. I appreciate it. And things. So yeah, yeah, this is basically what it is. And we go back over here to myself, and I even got the little animation thing that shows up here. So I was setting all this up, with that in the learning curve. In the learning curve, I want to put myself in the frame. There it is, right here. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So I just wanted to give you a detailed tour of some of the things that I've been doing and some of the equipment that I have, Because like I said, I went to school for it. I know how to video edit, Final Cut Pro. I have all this type of stuff. So yeah, so it's a beautiful thing though. This is one of the reasons why I bought my Mac earlier this year, which I do have the Mac Mini, and this is the M4 processing chip here. This is a beast for a little pint size. I don't push video a whole lot, but I can still hit 4K. I can edit 4K if need to be. 30 I got a 30-inch monitor and things. Still working out. Still working out though. So yeah. So yeah, just wanted to kind of share with you guys some of the things But yeah, and yeah, so you guys kind of see the format, see what's going on, see that what I've been doing and stuff. And when I get my studio lights over here and everything, that's my next thing too. I'm gonna get some studio lights in the back when we go ahead and hit this political thing, as well as topics like the one I've been talking about, and other things too. I'm starting to change the format a little bit to be able to talk about other things as opposed to the politics all the time. Because I always say I'm not a news channel. I let the other guys do that, but I do talk about some things on the news and kind of put my spin on it and things. But yeah, yep, I really appreciate you guys, and for the most part of it. I have to figure out something though. I'm not able to see comments right now, but I don't think anybody is on. I don't think anybody right now is actually on YouTube. Anybody that's probably watching me right now is probably maybe on Rumble, maybe. Yeah, look at that camera there. Look at that, man. Look how dark it is, man. I can't even seem to adjust that boy. Yeah, but this one here I can. Yeah, yeah. This one here, that's what I'm saying with these mirrorless, man. I can go right in here and basically do my adjustments and stuff. So, but other than that, though, guys, I really appreciate you coming on today for Some Random Guy Speaks. Once again, I'm your host, Tony, and yeah, we're gonna be doing more videos. The quality is gonna get better. My audio has always been on fire anyway, so I actually have a Rodecaster. I got the first generation Rode podcaster, which is the mixer and things right here. So one of these days I have to show that as well too, and things. So this is why I have like I can recall like sound bites and funny type of stuff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like the one that you guys are just hearing, I can recall all that stuff. Sound effects and stuff, if need to be. But yeah. So other than that, I appreciate you guys being a part of something great, which is Some Random Guy Speaks. Again, I'm your host Tony G, and I'll see you guys on the next podcast show, which is probably be more than likely tomorrow. So other than that, though, you guys have a wonderful holiday. Spend time with your family. I'm not gonna be on here long, as I was saying, but yeah, spend time with your family, and I will see you guys tomorrow. This probably be the shortest podcast I ever did, or the shortest live I ever did. But that's good. That's exactly what I want. Shout out to Omega. Shout out to Joe Mama, not Joe Mama, but Joe Mama. 1000 RR, Barbecue Roadkill, Dan the Corn Man, and many others though. The Loop, so many of you guys now. It's like my follower. Oh yeah, we can't leave out my boy though, as well too. Don't tell me, man. Oh man, I haven't seen. But other than that though, um, yeah, you know who you are there, So as soon as I can think of it. But hope you guys like my last live stream when we talked about Donald Trump RX. And we're gonna be talking about other things though too. General stuff. All right. So you guys take care, enjoy, and I'm out. Peace and chicken grease. I'm out of here. All right.